name is Nana Edmund, and this is
Ikechukwu PLC.
I'm from Edmund Foods, and he's from
KR Foods.
So we're here to review this MAPMY cracker and separator. So just from what we see so far, it has all the basic components.
I think, Edmund, it's time to test the cracking and see what happens.
Yeah, so just one last thing. So from what we see, the setup here, there are two outputs, or technically it's more than two, but it looks like there are two. So the first one here, as we can see, this is where we're supposed to get the cleanest kernels. So you're seeing the location where these baskets are placed, these basins are placed. So we will be kind of getting an output of kernels here. This should be the cleanest. And then this is the second one, which has a little more shells. And then from here, due to kind of the output of the blow and the direction, and then load the machine with the kernel.
So what that simply means is that for you have a ratio of 1 portion shell and 12 portions of clean kernel. When you do the maths, for those that didn't do well in maths like myself, it's 12 plus 1, then you divide by the fraction that has only the shell. So you do 1 over 13 times 100 over 1. So when you do that, you have a ratio, a kernel-to-shell ratio of 7.6%, approximately 8. So this is the permissible limit by any standard in Nigeria today. What this also tells you is that with this kind of ratio, you are able to have better oil extraction efficiency in your palm kernel oil operations. So so I think this machine works. I would recommend it, highly recommend it to anybody going into kernel operations. One other thing that you stand to gain from this machinery is the fact that it reduces the operational cost. You don't have to wash much kernel. I think about 20% of the output is what you can wash, right, Edmund? Yeah, that's what you can wash. The rest of the 80% saves you labor cost on washing the kernel. And for those that don't know what it means to wash kernel, it's to use clay mixed in water to increase the viscosity and surface tension. So it separates the kernel from the shell through a gravimetric principle. Yes, where the less dense matter floats on top, and then the denser one sinks to the ground. So the shell sinks in and the kernel floats. So yeah, so this saves you that cost, and again, it's also messy using a clay bath. For aesthetics, for operational efficiency, I highly recommend.
It was about 4:1 ratio. So this 12:1 ratio was from the second crack. So overall, based on all what I've seen, I will give this I'm very conservative. I'll give this a solid 7.9.
Yes, so I totally agree with Edmund that I would also give it a solid 8, and for obvious reasons. So it does an efficient work. but this is also a call to professionals out there. Let's collaborate with these local fabricators to standardize our local equipment. It is one way we can improve the industry. So imagine with me that we have engineering students in schools taking on this project to modify and standardize this piece of equipment. Imagine with me what can happen.
My name is Augustine Kernel. Most people seeing this video would have seen me in other fields, but this is my new field. Try to develop the country. We are putting this structure here to produce clean kernel. Cracking has been an issue generation over generation. But to the best of my knowledge, these are professionals who have gone around the country, the palm belt of Nigeria, and from their own testimony, not from mine, this is about the best they have seen. And like I said, the greatest problem we have now is logistics.